Every memory you have is edited. Not filed away like a photograph. Not replayed like a recording. Edited silently, constantly, every single time you remember it. And the part that should unnerve you, you'll never catch it happening. By the time a memory reaches your conscious mind, the edit is already complete. But here's the twist that changes everything. The editing isn't a flaw. It's the whole point. And once you see how it works, you'll never trust your own past the same way again. You probably imagine your memory as a library. Books filed on shelves. A past that stays exactly where you put it, waiting to be pulled down and read back, word for word. It doesn't work like that. Not even close. In 1932, a psychologist named Frederic Bartlett gave his students a strange Native American folktale called The War of the Ghosts. Then he asked them to retell it. Not hours later, days, weeks, months later. Every single retelling was different. Details vanished. Strange elements got smoothed into familiar ones. The story didn't just fade. It changed shape in each person's head, becoming more ordinary. More like the stories they already knew. Bartlett called it effort after meaning. Your brain doesn't store the story. It stores a rough sketch and rebuilds the details every time it's needed, using whatever it has on hand. That was 1932. Scientists assumed the details were simply lost. They were wrong about what happens next. Here's what modern neuroscience discovered, and it's the part that rewrites everything you think about your past. When you remember something, your brain doesn't retrieve a finished file. It reactivates the memory's neural network, and in that moment of activation, the memory becomes fragile. Open. Editable. Then it gets rebuilt slightly differently than before. In the year 2000, a neuroscientist named Karim Nader proved this in a landmark experiment. He trained rats to fear a sound. Then, at the exact moment they recalled it, he blocked protein synthesis in their brains. The memory was gone. Not weakened, erased. Because the act of remembering had opened a window during which the memory could be rewritten. You have the same window. Every time you remember something, you are rewriting it. And whatever you feel in that moment, calm, angry, ashamed, in love, gets woven into the new version. Which means your most vivid memories are not your oldest ones. They're your most rehearsed ones. Each retelling is another edit. This is where it gets personal. In the 1990s, a cognitive psychologist named Elizabeth Loftus ran an experiment that still haunts the field. She gave volunteers a booklet describing 4 childhood events, 3 real, 1 fabricated. The fake one, getting lost in a shopping mall at age 5. About a quarter of the volunteers not only believed the fake memory, they embellished it. They described the man who found them. The feeling of panic. The store where they were reunited with their mother. These weren't gullible people. They were ordinary people, and a single planted suggestion had grown roots deep enough to feel like autobiography. You've experienced a milder version of this without knowing it. The Mandela effect, millions of people remembering the same movie line, the same logo, the same spelling that never existed, is your brain's editing system working at population scale. And it's not just harmless trivia. Loftus went on to show that eyewitness testimony can be shaped by a single leading question. How fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other? Produces higher speed estimates than the same question with the word contacted. One word. In one question. And the witness's memory rewrites itself to match. Now the part that flips the story. Psychologist Daniel Shatter spent decades studying this and reached a conclusion that sounds backwards. Your memory isn't designed to record the past. It's designed to prepare you for the future. A memory that kept every detail exactly as it happened would be a museum. Beautiful. Useless. The brain's version is a tool. It keeps what's relevant, sharpens what's threatening, smooths what's familiar, and discards the rest. When you remember something, you're not looking at a photograph of the past. You're consulting a map updated in real time so you can navigate what comes next. That's why emotion rewrites memory. A memory of pain isn't stored as data. It's stored as a warning, and warnings get amplified. Your brain doesn't care about accuracy. It cares about survival. And survival demands a past that's useful, not a past that's true. So the question isn't whether your memory is accurate. The question is what your memory is trying to protect you from. Here's where this stops being fascinating and starts being important. The story you tell about yourself, your childhood, your failures, the way love has treated you, is not a recording. It's an edited narrative, rewritten every time you retell it, reshaped by every mood you were in when you told it. People who believe they were always the victim have memories edited by that belief. People who believe they were always the problem have memories edited the other way. The edit is invisible because it happens inside the story itself. And that's the cruel paradox. The most confidently told memories are often the least accurate. Confidence isn't a sign of accuracy. It's a sign of rehearsal. A memory you've retold 100 times feels rock solid. It's also been edited 100 times. So what do you do with a brain that rewrites your past? First, stop interrogating your memories for the truth. They were never built to be transcripts. Ask instead what they're telling you about what you need. That's where the real information lies. Second, doubt your most confident conclusions about yourself. The belief that you always fail isn't a fact your memory recorded. It's a template your memory keeps reinforcing. And templates, once you see them, can be rewritten. Third, understand the gift. Because if your past is edited, then the past that's keeping you stuck, the failures, the embarrassments, the wounds you replay, those are edits too. Which means they're editable. Every memory you have is edited. Including the ones that told you who you are. And if the edit is happening anyway, you might as well be the one holding the pen.